When your cat licks you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it feels sweet, almost like a tiny kiss. But behind that simple action, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most intimate and vulnerable things your cat can do. And if you ignore it or respond the wrong way, which most owners do, you might slowly push them away without even realizing it. Let's start with what that behavior really means. Have you ever been sitting quietly and your cat suddenly starts licking your hand, your arm, even your face? Most people think it's just affection, a cute little habit, but here's what's actually happening. In the feline world, licking isn't casual, it's social grooming, a behavior cats reserve for those they trust deeply. Cats groom each other to build bonds, reduce tension, and reinforce social connection. It's something they do with siblings, with mothers, with family. So when your cat licks you, they're not just being sweet, they're treating you like one of their own. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't just living with you. In their mind, you're part of their inner circle. And here's what most people don't realize. And by the way, if your cat ever suddenly stops licking you after doing it often, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means at the end, and it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Now let's go even deeper. Why licking? Why this specific behavior? A 2019 study on feline social bonding found that licking behaviors are directly linked to trust and stress reduction in cats. But here's what that really means. When your cat licks you, their body is in a relaxed state, their guard is down, their nervous system is calm. Animal cognition research shows that cats only engage in grooming behaviors when they feel completely safe. So when your cat's rough little tongue touches your skin, that's not random. That's a moment of complete trust. Think about that. In the wild, a distracted cat is a vulnerable cat. Grooming means they're not on alert, not scanning for danger. And yet, they choose to do it with you. What makes this even more meaningful is that your presence doesn't just feel safe to them, it feels right. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Have you ever noticed your cat licking you and then rubbing their face on you right after? Most people ignore that part, but here's what's actually happening. Cats have scent glands in their cheeks, paws, and even their saliva. When they lick you, they're leaving behind their scent, subtle, invisible markers. This is how cats define their world: what belongs, what's safe, what's familiar. So when your cat licks you, they're not just bonding, they're claiming you. Not in a possessive way, in a protective way. You are being marked as part of their territory, their safe space. Think about that for a second. To your cat, you're not just someone they visit, you are part of their world. Their scent is on you, and your scent is on them. That's how cats create family. And here's what most people don't realize. This behavior is something cats usually reserve for very specific individuals. We'll get to that in a moment. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Now let's go even deeper. Where does this behavior actually come from? Most people assume it's something cats just do, but here's what's actually happening. Licking begins at the very start of a cat's life. Mother cats groom their kittens constantly. It keeps them clean, regulates their body temperature, and most importantly, it creates emotional security. Behavioral scientists have observed that kittens who are groomed more tend to grow into more socially confident adult cats. But here's the part most people miss. That association never disappears. So when your adult cat licks you, they're tapping into something ancient, something instinctive, a memory of safety, of care, of being protected. And now they're directing that toward you. Think about that for a second. Your cat is replaying one of the earliest forms of love they've ever known, but instead of receiving it, they're giving it. And here's where it gets even more meaningful. Have you ever wondered why your cat licks you but not other people in the house, or why they avoid doing it with strangers completely? Most people assume cats are just selective in general, but here's what's actually happening. Licking is a high-trust behavior. It requires closeness, stillness, vulnerability, and cats don't offer that to just anyone. Studies on domestic cats reveal that social grooming is usually limited to a very small circle, even among other cats. So when your cat chooses you, that's not random, that's a decision. Think about that for a second. Out of everyone in their environment, they picked you, not just to sit near, not just to follow, but to connect with on the deepest level they know. What makes this even more powerful is they're not doing it because they have to, they're doing it because they want to. And that leads to something most owners never fully realize. This is where everything changes. Most people see licking as a gesture, a habit, something small, but here's what's actually happening. When your cat licks you, they're entering a state of vulnerability. Their eyes soften, their focus shifts, their awareness of the environment lowers. In that moment, they are not in defense mode. They are not preparing to run. They are choosing connection over survival. Think about that. For an animal wired to be cautious, alert, and independent, this is a big deal. This is what most owners never realize. Your cat is making a choice, a quiet one, but a powerful one. They are choosing you over their instincts. And remember earlier when I said if your cat ever suddenly stops licking you after doing it often, don't ignore it. This is what I was talking about, because once you understand what this behavior really means, you understand what it means when it disappears. Have you ever noticed your cat used to lick you and then just stopped? No clear reason? No obvious change? Most people assume your cat just grew out of it. But here's what's actually happening. Changes in grooming behavior can signal emotional shifts, stress, or even underlying health issues. Behavioral experts note that cats often withdraw bonding behaviors when something feels off, either physically or emotionally. It could be subtle, a change in environment, a shift in routine, or something deeper. Think about that for a second. Your cat doesn't have words, so they use behavior. And when a meaningful behavior disappears, it's not random, it's communication. This is where most owners get it wrong. They don't notice the absence, but the absence matters. So the next time your cat stops licking you, don't ignore it. Pay attention, because your cat might be telling you something important. So when your cat licks you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It's not just affection, it's not just a habit, it's bonding, trust, memory, vulnerability. It's your cat choosing to connect with you in one of the deepest ways they know. That's not a simple gesture, that's a relationship. And that small moment, that quiet lick, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.